Hey, Sue. Hey,
Hey,
Jose.
ladies.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, everybody. How's everybody?
Yeah.
I know.
One of those days, you know. I'm not going to
Yeah,
complain, though. One of
same.
those days.
I agree.
Yeah. How's everybody else doing?
Same old,
Yeah.
same old.
Yes. I think I got to see the
Yeah.
vacation
Same here.
away from people.
Oh, you ain't lying.
What is Kelley's? Oh, Kelley.
Where's she at?
I have no idea. No idea.
I'm gonna have me a nice strong drink as soon as we're done.
Yeah, that sounds good. And I don't have anything either, so that's not helping.
Is my mic not working again?
I was gonna prank
Kelly.
you guys. But I got hacked.
I was gonna say, I was just like, Kelley got hacked. What likely is that gonna happen?
Right
What's
before the
up,
show
guys?
comes on.
How is everyone's Monday?
It's okay. It's
Yeah.
I'm sensing some bad energy in the air.
Yeah,
What's
one of
going
those
on?
days. Yes,
It's
not-
just there's no bad energy. It's just the dragging days. You know what I mean?
Like
Yeah.
Mondays are usually really slow, right?
Yeah.
Busy.
Hello.
Busy Monday.
I think we should just all take a deep breath and sing the Lego Movie song. Everything is awesome.
Everything is awesome.
Exactly.
Oh, that's funny.
So
Everything is awesome. I agree.
it is.
I
Thank
don't
God for another day.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like, just seems like a draggy, slow day to me.
Yeah.
It's
like-
easy word for it, like a
my
drip.
friend
Yeah.
and
Hey,
Hey,
Marsha.
Marsha.
Hey guys, how are you?
We
Hi.
missed you.
Yeah.
It's you all. How's everything?
Good,
Good.
good. We were just dancing, so you missed out. So you need to do a little dance. Come on. Hey.
Let's get the
Yay.
monkey. Although I feel better. Although I feel better on here, though. When I get on here, I feel better.
Yeah.
Without
After,
doubt.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is
Ooh,
true.
one more time. All right.
That is true.
I don't know how you feel about it, but I feel like the summer literally went by like, where did it go? Like we're
It
basically
went
lickety
by
in
fast.
split.
August.
It did.
It went by
by
really
lickety
fast,
split.
didn't it?
Yeah.
And the fact that no one's doing anything and we're still in the pandemic, that's even more surprising.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
terrible.
I remember where I live at, so you know I understand.
Oh, yeah.
Just
How-
saying.
Did y'all have a good weekend?
Yeah,
no.
I literally was studying all weekend, so
Oh, were you? What were you studying?
acting. I
you're
had my
lying.
classes all weekend.
Oh, do you? Okay. Now, where do you go now? It's here, right?
What do you mean?
It's where do you take classes? You told me
Oh,
once.
Yeah, it's the online actor studio. I even had the class just before the show as well because we're practicing some new techniques and stuff. So it's been very intensive last 3 days.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
demanding.
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
everybody else? What did you all do this weekend?
I work all weekend. Weekends are my work days usually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I went to a party, which was really nice.
Nice.
It was a backyard party, and it was top notch from top to
Oh,
bottom. I mean, they had valet parking, and
Let me find out you went to Barack Obama's party.
I wish.
Were you up in Martha's Vineyard with the rest of the ugly black folks?
I wish, but nope, it wasn't quite. Not quite
Yeah.
not
Was
that extreme.
Was there a banner that said Barack is 60?
Yes. Right.
That's funny.
Yeah, right.
It was nice. So one of my sorority sisters turned 50, so her husband gave her a big party in the backyard. It was nice.
That's nice.
That's awesome.
Oh, what sorority are you a part of?
Yes.
I said, what sorority?
And I said yes.
What, AKA? I'm a Sigma Gamma Rho.
Oh, okay.
Or do you?
All right.
Yes,
Okay.
The Divine Nine, right?
yes, the Divine Nine. Yes, absolutely.
That's true.
Well, for
So
my
wait, do you guys have to do like things to show in the movies before you join sorority? Did they make you do something like really embarrassing and stuff?
I wasn't doing that shit. I'm sorry. I wasn't doing that.
But what were they making you do though?
I did grad. So when I just couldn't. I wasn't with it during undergrad because I'm a single mom with a kid, so I wasn't interested in really, and some of the nonsense I saw on campus because NYU is not a HBCU. There's very little to have that interaction. So I had to use other, colleges to do that. But no, some of the stuff I saw folks do, I was like, yeah, I would
Like
jail.
what did you see? I'm just
Well, you really can't say, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I pledged undergrad. It was a lot of craziness. So there's a difference between the undergraduate and the graduate.
I just saw some stuff that was
Yeah,
like,
it's just stupid stuff. Stupid stuff.
yeah, stupid stuff. Stupid stuff. They don't do that stuff now because hazing is different in this era.
Yeah.
And folks go to jail now.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff I see now that I saw some of my sorors do then, I was like,
Yeah.
not me.
But I admire you for pledging as a graduate student and a mom. I mean, that's commendable. That's
I
nice.
appreciate it. Thank you. I wanted to do it undergrad, but again, just working and seeing some of the stupidity and it's not all of it. So I let me preference that and not say everything was stupid, but at that point, it was just a preference.
Right. And what I like about it is the community service. That's the bottom line. The community service.
Amen.
Outreach.
Hey guys.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's outreach.
The big community service was a big deal, and it's funny because a lot of people have a bad perception of Black sororities, that I've run into, and it's not bad. It's just a preference. If you want to join one, you join one. If you don't, you don't. My oldest wasn't interested, and I didn't push it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you all see the story about the two ladies that got arrested, the Black lady and the white lady, and they got two different sentences?
Yeah, I saw that. So yeah, I posted that too because isn't that crazy?
Yeah, but there were some differences, right, in the story.
Yes.
But it was still.
The white woman did a ton more stuff, right?
Yeah, the white woman did a whole lot more stuff.
And then but the Black lady got 18 months, right?
Yeah.
It was both for like money laundering charges, and the Black lady got like time in prison, right? And the white one didn't, or she had like suspended sentence.
Right.
Yeah.
That was something.
I see.
And it was the same judge, right?
You have to understand, she had lighter hair. I mean,
I know. That's why her sentence. That's what it was.
That's what happens. Yeah, that right color hair.
It's
In the
like,
right
here we
color
go
eyes.
again, right?
The story that got it for me was the McDonald's, where the Russian lady was, doing the Lent, and then she saw the Big Mac ad on TV, and now she went to McDonald's, got herself a Big Mac, then obviously regretted that she broke her fast, and now she's doing McDonald's for $14. Like,
that's not the United States, right? $14. Give me a break.
That's like one hamburger meal.
That's crazy.
Girl, I'll take that $14 and put it in my truck.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy.
Wouldn't it cost more to sue McDonald's than the $14? It probably costs more to get a lawyer, right?
I know. Oh my gosh.
I mean,
stupidity.
Yeah, it is. Like $14 is like 1,000 or something in her, whatever. But like at the same time, like McDonald was just like saying like the ads and stuff. But at the same time, if you're doing your religion stuff, you gotta have self-control, people. Like, like there's ads everywhere. Like when I was doing my vegetarian 40 days cleansing, I was tempted, but like you gotta have self-control, self-limited.
Yeah.
You can sue them for getting burnt with hot coffee. I mean, you can sue them for anything. I mean, let's face it,
Today's Meatless Monday.
Imagine if you, how many times all of us have eaten something and then regretted it. Like, oh, why did I have the ice cream? Or why did I have this? Imagine each time you could go and sue them. Like, you're tempting me.
I don't have
Exactly.
those moments. I don't have those moments.
Really?
No, I do not have those moments.
Like when you're in the
Okay, you got
grocery
some
store, you want to eat
self-control.
everything when you're in the grocery
Oh,
store.
yeah.
I
Especially
have
when
a-
you're hungry. You want
Yeah,
everything.
exactly. I have a friend who's a lawyer who said that people go into the grocery store just to fall,
Oh yeah.
so they can
Oh, yeah.
so they can
Yeah.
sue somebody. You know what I mean? That's pretty
Exactly.
extreme. The cheeseburger and nuggets.
Yeah.
That's just something.
I mean, like I said, it's just all about free or your power, your whatever power will. But
Mhm.
like, you know what I mean? That's not, I don't know if that's McDonald's fault. I mean, they're just making their business to advertise whatever is out there. But
Right.
if you don't have a free will, they still got to do their business.
Exactly.
You know, it's like,
I think
Yeah.
if I were involved in that, I would say, you know what? If one hamburger commercial was enough to dissuade you from your religious fervor, then
You
you're
want
probably
that
not very
AMC,
much of a
yeah.
Christian. You know, It's like,
Right.
You
Yeah.
weren't that serious to
Drag
begin
together.
with. You weren't
Mhm.
that serious to begin with.
But I
so.
think McDonald's has been pretty open about the fact that they're not actually food.
They're not
They've been-
food.
I mean,
They're just-
the food
Come on, their
doesn't
fries
go
are great.
bad
Come
for years. You
Oh,
can have
that's
a
true.
McDonald's burger sitting there for a year, or the fries sitting there for a year, and it would look exactly the same.
yeah, there's a thing.
It's not
like,
even a secret anymore.
yeah,
And
like,
Twinkies last forever too, right? Yeah.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Don't
I
look,
don't like the burgers, but I like the breakfast sometimes.
don't
Yeah.
look up the chicken nugget how they make a McDonald's. You would never eat there again ever.
Oh my gosh.
I can't.
I think I saw.
Spoiler alert: pink slime.
Reconstituted
Pink
chicken.
slime.
Wow, that's
I
something.
can't eat McDonald's egg. It just absolutely makes me sick. Like McDonald's food, I'm sorry. McDonald's disclaimer for myself. I get sick of McDonald's stuff. I don't know why, but like when I went to France, I ate McDonald's there. I was perfectly fine. When I come back to the States, I eat McDonald's. I got sick. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I hear they have really good stuff in Tokyo, but it's not the same fare.
Oh,
You get
no,
a different
it's-
menu.
The food like overseas in McDonald's, like France, Japan, whatever you travel to, I've eaten. It's fresh. Like you could tell it's fresh. It's not frozen. And it's like the quality is better, to be honest. Yeah.
But even in general, like Japan's food is just better. Even in the grocery stores, you can get like fresh food. You can get like rice and meat for a very affordable price, like veggies on the side. And like it's just the quality is just like completely different from here. And you can get it for a fraction of the prices, like what you would pay here as well. That's another reason why people are so much skinnier in Japan, because they just don't have. They just have more options as far as like affordable, healthy options to eat.
Yeah, but the good part is that there's some neighborhood farming going on. The neighborhood gardens that they're trying to put in urban areas. Have you heard about that too?
I've heard
Yeah.
about that.
They have neighborhood
There's quite a few of
gardens.
them in Brooklyn, yeah.
Yeah, to
Yeah,
I've seen them on
provide
the streets
healthy
walking
foods
around.
or healthy, vegetables to people in
Yeah.
the neighborhood, which is really nice.
Yeah, I'm kind of upset and sad that pandemic kind of took away what's called the superannuation here in the West Coast and sweet tomatoes. That's like one of the I wouldn't
Oh,
say
I know.
healthy. I wouldn't say
That's
healthy, but
Yeah.
at least you could get your salad, your veggies.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like really, really like upset when they said they went bankrupt. I'm like, oh my
Yeah, I know
God.
because we used to go to one here too. sitting up
Wow.
and then when they closed it, it was like devastating. That was
Yeah.
such a good place. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
that's something. So, what did y'all think about Elon Musk in his home, $50,000?
That's a
But that's why he has money, right? He doesn't spend it
Yeah.
on
I mean, to
Looking
me,
His tiny house.
the
yeah, I
tiny
mean,
house.
the tiny house looks great, looks cool, but 50,000, I don't know, man. Like $50,000.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I think could be a little bit more than just a tiny little bedroom, a kitchen, a bathroom, all like it's like smaller than a studio, I think.
Yeah,
Is it only him or is it his girlfriend and the baby with him?
Uh,
I guess everything is relative, but to have
I'm
that
behaving
much and to
myself today.
live
I'm not messing
in
with you,
such
Roslyn.
a small area, kind of just, I don't get it.
That's something.
Best
Yeah.
case scenario, he's donating the rest of the money to some
Is
worthy
he?
cause.
You can let me have some.
I said best case
God.
scenario.
Oh,
I
Lord.
mean, have you guys see like Tiny House Nations on like I think HDTV or something
Yes,
like
I
that?
Yeah.
watched that show and I
I
couldn't deal with
love.
it. I can't understand it. I would have. I'm claustrophobic. So
I think I'll go
Yeah.
crazy in that little places like that. They're cute,
they are
Yeah.
cute.
but it's too small.
Then I wouldn't advise moving to New York City.
It's like here, the apartments are like 2,000,
I mean,
3,000 for a
They're
little.
basically tiny houses. They're
Oh.
I
all
mean-
tiny
especially
houses
living in
Some
the
of them are pretty
city.
amazing. I mean, some of they get pretty creative with how they do things. You see walls that move in different areas that
Mhm.
pop out of nowhere. But I
Yeah.
mean, they are kind of small.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People do it
I
with children.
It's
I don't know
not
how
the
they do it
same.
with children.
Not
That's
right. It's not the same.
right.
Yeah.
I saw an apartment actually here last year. I was renting. I was gonna rent an apartment, like, before I decide this place right now. But I saw a 600 square foot studio. I was like, I can't do that. I was like 600, I was like 550, like with the backyard, tiny little yard, is like 600 square. I'm like,
What?
and I couldn't do it. I was just like, it was like, I couldn't believe how small it was, like, because I'm so used to like big space.
Mhm.
And 600 square foot to me was tiny. I was like, I can't do that. I just can't.
Yeah, small.
Some people live like that, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
They'll
good
try to
for
rent you
those.
anything in New York. I was looking at places a while back, and people would have like, they wouldn't tell you it's a basement, but you get there, it's a basement, and when you walk in, it's like about 5'6", and you have to tuck your head down to get into this.
I
How
would
can
go
you rent
crazy.
this
That would be
space?
so much.
Like a real dang on basement.
Yeah.
Like,
Somebody
a lot
will
of
take
people
that,
don't
though.
know what that is. Like a real ass basement. Like
Mhm.
folks, my friend, I saw that was posted over here, and I did post it too. Chucky Thompson, R&B producer, very
Oh,
very
yeah.
famous, passed
Yeah.
away. I just talked to him 2 weeks ago, and I never forget when I first met him. He had his little studio apartment outside New York City, and I was like, "What in the hell?"
Yeah.
I was like, "What is this?" And
Wow.
you
Yeah.
can't do that in here.
Yeah, it's so expensive. I have a friend that was looking for apartments, and so she found one at a good price. So she was like so excited. She went to see it, and it was a big house with rooms that were divided by curtains.
No.
No.
Wow.
They were divided
Are
by
you
curtains.
kidding
And
me?
I think it was like $1,000, and you had to share like the kitchen, and I mean, but it was just the only dividing part was just curtains, so anybody could walk up on you.
Oh
You
no.
know,
Oh,
it was just terrible. So of course you didn't take it. It was crazy.
But
Oh.
growing up there, you can see that people, they're used to it, and I'm not. Even though growing up there, I should be, but I'm not because I grew up in a house, in a regular house.
Right.
And my thing was when I was old enough to move out with my daughter, my oldest daughter, I was like, this is what we're not gonna do.
Yeah.
I said because there's no space,
Mhm.
and I know that people who live up there's some people who are never going to leave the tri-state area, meaning New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. They like that hustle and bustle, and that's their thing.
Mhm.
I need space. I wanted like a real basement. I mean,
Yeah.
well, in the South they call it daylight basements because it's not like dark in a dungeon.
Mhm.
Right.
But it's a preference for a lot of people. A lot of people like it. I'm
Right.
not. Look, I like central air.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Me too.
And
Yes.
when I moved down south, I was like, okay,
Mhm.
no shade to my parents. They did everything they could, fine, whatever. But I like central air,
Mhm.
and I like the freedom to, even my dad's house is nice and big yard, but still, golly,
Yeah.
the hustle
Yeah.
and bustle and it's just different up there. And I don't do snow. I don't do nobody's cold.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I've been down
No.
south for 16 years.
You
And
can't do it
I mean-
anymore, right, Rashida? You can't
No
do it
way.
anymore.
I will
Yeah.
not do it anymore. And Ross and I talked about it today. It's like, oh, you can relocate back up north if you want. No, I'm good.
No. No way.
As much as I can stand Florida, because I've only been here 2 years now, literally 2 years yesterday.
Oh
I'm
wow.
like,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Nice.
Ugh.
I'll tell you one thing. A lot of times, patience is important. I was looking for a place a while back, and I saw places that I would even take, and I wasn't happy with them. But I mean, the amount was affordable, and the area wasn't what I wanted, but it had enough amenities, and And there were a lot of people vying for it. Some people outbid me, and it took about 2 years. I just moved in a while back to a brand new building.
Nice.
I've got an elevator. The garbage disposal is across the hallway from me. I've got air conditioning.
That's awesome.
It was but I would have settled for other stuff because the housing market is ridiculous, man. If you can find a place that you can afford,
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Can you guys see
It's
me,
too competitive.
or is my screen dark?
No, we can see you.
We can see you, but I think you're frozen.
Yeah,
Frozen.
Because my screen is dark, I can't see. I don't know. Keep
Press the little camera.
That's exactly what I've been doing. I think something's wrong with the signal or something.
It's frozen. You're frozen.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, what about the black realtor thing with Jiggy?
Oh yeah, about the
father and
the
son.
black guy, the father and son.
Yeah, and they said it's not a race thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
It's just why? Why does he have to be arrested?
I think the story was that supposedly the place had been used by some people, and a month earlier or something they had moved in. They were squatting on the place. They had been evicted, and the owner supposedly tells a neighbor, "Hey, watch the place for me." So this guy thinks he sees. Well, he claims he saw the same car that the other people had. And he calls the police saying, "Look, the same guys are back in here again, and they've been evicted." And the bottom line is the police come in here for whatever reason. Let's face it, having your gun out because somebody's squatting may not be the right way to approach the situation. But I think they were called in because they were being told that this guy was back. So the bottom line is that to say to say they were treated wrongly, I don't know. A lot of times police put you in handcuffs and then they go find out what's going on.
Well, they should ask first and then put you in handcuffs, I think.
Yeah.
My thing is about white people being nosy and overly nosy and overly a black person's walking down the street, you call the cops. It's just, because you see many circumstances, you see many things happen like that. So for me, I'm just like, I get where you're coming from. Where hey, this happened.
In this particular case, the owner asked.
Right.
In this particular case, the owner asked him to watch the door.
Right, but it's just sometimes it's just too convenient to say, "Well, here we go again." I'm thankful that nothing happened. I'm so blessed that nothing happened. But my boss and I were talking about that. He said sometimes that white folks, he's a white guy. He said, sometimes we just need to mind our own damn business. I said, well, hey, the owner said, hey, look at the place, but look what happened to Ahmaud Arbery. He's dead, because people wanted to go ahead and call and, be vigilantes and, whatever. So I'm always giving a side eye to stuff like that, but I'm just happy it was okay. But come on now. Hey, a black person walking down the street, let me call the cops. Like for what?
That's something like that happened to my brother. He was just walking the dog and someone put him on the neighborhood watch list because he walked too close to their lawn or whatever. Like we lived there our entire lives. So if you haven't seen like someone, if you haven't seen someone like this before, then you should probably get that checked out. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
I remember coming in from New Jersey to New York. It was back in like the 80s, and I'm coming in with a friend of mine. We get pulled over by a county mountie. I think he was a trooper. The guy stops, says, "You guys change lanes without signaling." All right, so can we go? No. He says he thinks we have drugs on. This guy wound up pulling everything out of the car, pulled out the back seats from the damn car, emptied the trunk all over the grass.
What?
He patted us down.
My God.
At the end of it, he says, "Oh, you're okay. You could go." Meanwhile, we had about an hour and a half of work to put this stuff back together, and we were driving while Puerto Rican. But
Right.
It's not just it's a matter of there are some idiots out there with badges. I'm not saying they're all idiots, but there are certainly some idiots out there with badges.
There's certainly not all, definitely.
There are a lot of good police officers.
Absolutely. My brother is one of them. My little brother is one of them. And I commend him and I want him to get home safely. So I am not anti-police. I'm anti, my godfather, who God bless his soul, was a white, cop for Bridgeport, Connecticut, top dog. So I care about the police. I want you to get home safely. But
let me tell you something. When I was a kid, in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. It was a rough ass neighborhood in the 60s. What I remember from that time is cops coming from the PAL to take us to play basketball, hanging out with us, telling us
pal,
to
my
stay
dad
in
does that.
school.
My dad does pal now still.
I
Wow.
mean, there was, I mean, but back then you had beat cops and you knew who they were. And, you come in, you'd buy them a cup of coffee and, they'd pat you on the back, say, hey, how you doing?
Right,
I don't know if there's that kind of, I mean, there definitely isn't that kind of interaction anymore.
No.
Yeah.
All you see
Now
the
it's
cops
so
is
defensive.
driving by on the way to some emergency, and that's all you know about them until they stop you.
right,
They're so defensive now these days, and I think the racial climate does not help either. It does not, like you said, PAL, the PAL. My dad does that. He's a former Golden Gloves boxer, so he participates in that and still. But yeah, it is about just knowing your community.
Yeah, there are some that are trying to be more community based.
Yeah.
Like interacting with young people in the community, and of course there's that mental health component that they're trying to implement as well.
Right.
So hopefully something will come out of that. What did you all think about Quentin Tarantino about his vow to his mother?
Not a penny.
Yeah,
not a penny.
Yeah.
Because she discouraged him when he was little. He was writing plays, I guess, in school, and used to get in trouble all the time. And she said something about it, and he said, "I'll never give you anything." And
she said your little writing career, or whatever. She basically trying to make.
She's still alive?
Yeah, she's still alive.
Yeah.
She's still alive.
That's kind of petty.
The only thing he did was pay for her IRS issue. He said he vowed that he would not buy her house, would not buy her a car, would not do anything extra. He said the only thing was the IRS, and still to this day, he has not bought her anything.
Yeah.
If he wants to hold on to resentment for the rest of his life, then he's the one who's going to give himself heart disease.
That's true. That's
so like good. I wish him all the best of luck with that.
But I don't think he's like resented. He's just like, I basically made a promise that I kept it, and I'm going on with my life. And he said he's fine, and I think that's the way his attitude is. Like,
you want anyways.
I'm not going to amount to anything. Okay, no problem.
Yeah, but if his mom is dying or something, and he's still going to go continue with that vow, that's resent.
Yeah,
that's resent.
I mean,
if she needs hospital money for the hospital bills, and he doesn't pay, that's still resentful, in my opinion.
I agree. That's kind of sad because, like, parents says like all kinds of things to us when we're a kid. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, they're the one who raised us from babies to you're grown, and you don't get that, you don't get all that education and that thing for nothing, at least like owe your parents something,
I really honestly believe that most of us really try to do the best we can. When I was young, my mom had divorced my father. We were, my sister and I and mom, right? She was working 2 jobs at times. She was never around. I used to resent the fact that, most of my friends had 2 parents. I didn't feel like I had even one. I'm saying, where the hell is she? But it took me years to understand that, number one, she was working, man, putting the, food on the table, paying rent. But number 2, there was also, she had a need for some, to blow some steam too. She was a human being.
Right.
She couldn't just work 24/7 and take care of us. And, years later, I had to apologize to her saying, Mom, I kind of used to piss me off that I thought, I was a latchkey kid. And I would come in and, heat myself up a can of ravioli. And, I wound up, doing some stuff for money on my own. I used to shine shoes and what have you.
Right.
But I'll tell you, it was hard. And, luckily, I stayed in communication with her. I think Quentin should be a little, open-minded about, we do stuff that we're not proud of sometimes, but that doesn't mean that we keep that with us and as we move forward. I mean, maybe give her a chance.
That's true. And I think she was a young mom too.
She was 16. I think she was the article. I think she says she was 16 that she gave birth to him or something.
She might have wanted to become a doctor to make money.
At 16, let me tell you, as someone who was a 16-year-old mom, I turned 17 2 months later. You're not there. And it's just being honest, my daughter.
She told him that though. She was older.
You're not mature at that age. I'm 43, and I'm happy to be 43. And my daughters, they don't all have the same mom. So what Ashley has at 26 now, and the younger ones they don't have the same Rashida. Absolutely, they do not have the same mother. And because I'm not, I'm an adult now. You know what I mean? So they don't have the, and I'm thankful that my daughter doesn't resent that.
Right, exactly.
But I don't think she was 16 when she said that, though. That's what I got from the article. She wasn't young when she said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So-
mean,
There are people that make mockeries of your career choice. You know what I mean? Fortunately, you know, my mom doesn't agree with me trying to be in music and everything. Of course, that's fine. But there's other people in my family that I'm not going to give a red cent to. And I hope y'all hear me, a red cent to. And those probably know who they are. But if not, you know, I won't name you here. But, you know, I'll be more than happy to call or email and text
Roslyn,
you.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah,
I
no
really
problem.
what you're saying.
Now, my
That's, I
saying,
mean,
don't come
it's-
to my funeral. Don't do anything. Don't give me send no flowers. Just act the same way that you act now.
Keep that same energy.
Yep. Sorry, this is how it is. But you know,
yeah.
It doesn't sound like his mom was like actively trying to make his life miserable. She wasn't supportive. She could have supported him, but how often do parents really support like their kids and their career, especially if it's something in the arts? That not that often. I'm not like I'm just trying to be like the devil's advocate, you know. Some family members actively try to make your life a living hell. And then there's other family members that are just like, I don't know about this. Best of luck, but I'm not helping you.
Maybe they want you to do something like less extravagant, but that's more secure, you know.
right. Yeah. I mean, for
Become a
example,
CPA,
like,
you know.
yeah, for example, like my parents always want me to be in the medical field because both of them are in the medical field. But my parents support me to do what I want. But at the same time, they're like, well, you know, you're gonna have to make a living somehow. You know what I mean? Like, but like, you know, I mean, all parents have said things to you like, oh, you know, you wish you luck. But at the same time, yeah, at the same time, like, you know, back in the days, you know, like I'm sure everybody, your parents have says, well, like, this ain't gonna work. You need to find something else. You get mad at them. You'll be like, well, why aren't you supporting me? Blah, blah, blah. And I have said that stuff to my parents and stuff, yes. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm thankful and grateful that my parents are there for me each and every day. And, you know, and told me how, you know, proud they are that if I'm like on the show or on things like that. But at the end of the day, you know, they just want the best for us, you know, and that's
exactly.
all.
So speaking of shows, we're going to wrap this up. But did you all want to talk about your shows? You know, put a plug in, Sue, and then Roslyn, Amanda, and Rashida. Want to talk about your shows, then we'll wrap this up. And
yeah,
our show is
go ahead.
Listed live on Tuesdays at 6 to 7 p.m. We basically talk about the current hip hop reality TV show culture, talk about different stories, and also we do have artists on who are promoting either their current work, upcoming work music wise, and I think this coming week we're going to have a small business feature. So we try to different you know, topics on the show, Rashida.
Yes, we do, and you know, hopefully we can plug in some 90 Day Fiance because I have been binge watching.
Yeah,
I love me some 90 Day
Do you ever, Rashida? Do you ever watch Family or Fiance on OWN?
Yes, I do, and that's just as nuts as 90 Day Fiance. These people are like legit nuts. But yeah, we do have a good time. Yeah, we are a great group of people. We love to laugh. If you haven't paid attention, we are full of laughter. So that's great.
Amanda and Sue?
My sister watches that 90 Day Fiance thing, and a week back or so, there was this one blonde woman on who I must say has lost a lot of weight. But I remember being at her house one day watching this TV show, and she was on it. And she was a real piece of work, this woman.
Yeah, she is.
Well, let me shut up, you know. But that show. I mean, my sister she's nuts. She'll like not go out to dinner because she wants to stay and watch it.
My 10-year-old was watching it last night, and we were just like, we thank God for DVR because we were rewinding it all last night. I was like, I shouldn't. I'm like, I'm gonna get in trouble for having you watch this show with me because
it's hilarious.
It is funny, but yes, so I'm glad somebody else is not as crazy as I am watching that stupid show. Sorry, Phil.
That's okay. So our show is called Made of Stars, and we just talk about spiritual awakening and how to taking care of yourself and eating well. Our show is currently tweaking, so we are tweaking some things. So you know, you know, we're just making it better. But we just started an episode, and we're just figure out how to make things better.
Good.
Amanda, you want to chime in?
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
we're
must
just
let us know
talking
when
about-
it starts, because
Oh yeah. Well, hopefully it's going to start next week, so we'll see. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we're just going to be talking about all elements of spirituality, anything from meditation to, you know, saging, crystals. I mean, just our experiences also. We're going to try to bring in some guests soon. And yeah, I actually just wanted to touch on the comments before we hop off also. Shart of the Beast. Shard of the Beast said over policing. Yes. Defund the social workers. No. That's a hard no because they already make $2 an hour and nobody can live on Fruity Pebbles.
Right.
And,
Amen with the Fruity Pebbles part.
and I know because I'm in social services. And why has policing changed over the years? Because people have camera phones.
Yeah,
Because people
that's
have camera
true. I agree with that.
So
Made
of farts. No response. No response.
plus
no
Andy
comment.
Griffith passed away anyway, so.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So I think the links
I'm
in the
gonna
chat.
go in my little corner.
Lord.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
Okay, see